We need to talk about the BARF diet. It's one of the most popular homemade raw food models out there, with tons of pet owners following it to make their own pets' meals. However, there is a fundamental problem with the BARF diet. But to understand what I'm talking about, we first need to figure out what the heck this weird word even means. BARF stands for Biologically Appropriate Raw Food. But what does biologically appropriate even mean? Essentially, the diet contains foods that our pets would naturally eat, and it reflects the diet of their wild ancestors, which are prey animals like rodents, birds, and deer. So what makes this diet so popular nowadays? The BARF diet was designed to make preparing homemade raw diets easier, while also keeping the diet super nutritious from carefully selected ingredients. What are these ingredients? The BARF diet is composed of muscular tissue, or muscle meat, raw bone, liver, one other secreting organ, vegetables, fruits, and seeds. Wait, this seems like a pretty healthy diet. I mean, us humans even eat some of these foods. Is there really a problem here? Let's take a closer look at these ingredients and find out. The secret of the BARF diet is that it breaks certain foods into very specific portions. We can look at this like a pie chart. 70% of the diet is muscular tissue, like chicken breast or pork loin. 10% is raw bone, like poultry or rabbit bones. 8% is fruits and vegetables. 5% is liver. 5% is one other secreting organ, like kidney or spleen. And 2% are seeds, like hemp hearts or sunflower seeds. But why is everything in such specific portions? Well, it all comes back to the name of the diet: biologically appropriate raw food. Remember what I said earlier about what our pets would naturally eat? This is what the BARF diet is trying to reflect: a prey animal's body. So the big question is, do these percentages actually match a real prey animal's body? When looking at a prey animal, most studies suggest that the body is primarily made up of muscular tissue. Chickens and rabbits seem to be around 40 to 50%, and quail, though it varies a lot, seems to be around 35 to 55%. This is actually lower than the muscle meat percentage you often see online, because most sources include organs and skin into that percentage. So it looks like the BARF diet is a bit higher in muscle meat compared to prey animals. You can also probably tell that a big portion of a prey animal is organs. 5 to 18% of these organs are muscular organs, like heart, lungs, and the GI tract. And 5 to 10% of these organs are secreting organs, like kidney, liver, and spleen. Liver in particular takes up about 2.5 to 3%. It's interesting to see how much these organ percentages vary. When comparing a rabbit and chicken, the rabbit's body contains a much larger portion of muscular organs because it has such a large digestive tract. Compared to the BARF diet, it looks like the only organ meat portion represented here are the secreting organs like liver and one other secreting organ. Then we have the bones. These usually take up 10 to 20% of a prey animal's body. The BARF diet only suggests 10%. Okay, so what does this all mean? Well, the BARF diet is doing a decent job at mimicking a prey animal's body, but there are a few problems here. Have you noticed that muscular organs aren't included in the BARF diet? Most online sources that teach about the BARF diet don't mention feeding them. There are a few sources that do mention that they can be included in the muscle meat category, but this is usually optional and not clearly defined. Okay, but does this really matter if muscular organs aren't included? Muscular organs provide vitamins and minerals like B vitamins, zinc, iron, and copper. These nutrients are crucial for maintaining the health of your pet's organs and immune system, and without them, pets may become nutrient deficient. So it's a good idea to provide at least one muscular organ if you can. Another thing you might notice is that the liver in the BARF diet is a bit higher than what's in a prey animal. Surely this isn't a big deal, right? Well, there is one problem with this, and it has to do with a certain vitamin. Liver is incredibly high in vitamin A. Our pets need vitamin A to maintain good eyesight, growth, and a healthy immune system. So feeding liver is very important. However, too much vitamin A can cause bone issues, GI upset, and even tremors. I formulated a ton of raw recipes, and I quickly realized that it's pretty easy to feed too much liver. In fact, even if just 1% of the meal is liver, it will still provide more than enough vitamin A. Now, 5% liver isn't necessarily dangerous, but the liver in a prey animal's body only takes up about 2 to 3%, so that might be a better portion. This will still provide a safe amount of vitamin A while also adding in important minerals like copper and iron. When it comes to the bone, the BARF diet is on the lower end of the bone percentage of a prey animal. Some pets do great on a diet of 10% bone. However, some pets may need the bone to be much higher. Puppies and kittens are a great example, with puppies sometimes needing up to 18%. Our pets get most of their calcium from bones, and puppies and kittens need a lot of calcium to help their bones grow. So their diet needs much more bone in it. Okay, you may be wondering, do these perfect portions really matter? Yes and no. Not everything has to be in the perfect amount at all times, but it is helpful in order to provide all the nutrients that your pet needs. Since we aren't able to feed blood, glands, and every single organ in the body, increasing the nutrient-dense organs that we can find will help fill a lot of nutritional holes. Okay, this next issue might be a little controversial. The final 10% of the BARF diet: vegetables, fruits, and seeds. These ingredients were added for a few reasons. One is to provide fiber, which helps firm the stool when it's loose, or softens it if it's too hard. Though fur and feathers from prey animals are their main source of fiber in the wild. Vegetables and fruit also provide nutrients like magnesium, calcium, and vitamin A. And seeds are high in fatty acids and manganese. Since these are nutrients that pets need in their diet, these ingredients are added to provide them. Vegetables, fruits, and seeds are great for herbivores and omnivores who have adapted to be able to process them. But is this the same for dogs and cats? Dogs and cats are part of the order Carnivora, meaning they need to receive most, if not all, of their nutrients through animal-based ingredients. Unlike herbivores, carnivores lack the necessary enzymes to efficiently break down the cellulose walls of raw vegetables. This means they can't absorb all the necessary nutrients in plant-based ingredients. Dogs have some enzymes to convert plant-based nutrients into absorbable forms, but far less than humans or herbivores. Vegetables should also be fermented, cooked, or pureed to break down that cell wall. Yet even still, they won't provide the same amount of vitamins and minerals as animal-based ingredients. In the wild, there are some instances where wolves have been observed foraging on some plant matter when prey is scarce. However, plant matter is a minor to negligible component of their overall diet. Considering all of this, 10% of their diet being plant-based doesn't sound as beneficial to their body. Okay, well, something has to make up this portion of the diet. But what? Well, there's a few highly nutritious animal-based ingredients that can serve as a replacement. And these foods actually provide nutrients that are commonly low in raw diets. Oily fish, shellfish, eggs, and certain other ingredients provide higher levels of essential nutrients like manganese, vitamin D, and zinc, which are much easier for the body to absorb. You can learn about all of these foods, what they provide, and what the best bone, meat, and organ ratios are for adult dogs and cats, as well as puppies and kittens in my free raw feeding cheat sheet, which you can download in the link below.